Welcome to Tell Me More Stories Told This podcast.
Great to be here.
Today we're diving headfirst into the really captivating story of Taylor Lautner.
Mm-hmm.
You might think you know the story, but honestly, there's so much more. It's this journey from like small town Michigan to the absolute global stage.
Totally. And it's packed with these unexpected turns and moments that might just, surprise you.
Exactly. So we've looked into his path, right? From the early days, the whole martial arts thing, right up to Hollywood.
Yeah, we've got a ton of detail. It traces his evolution, you could say, from this really dedicated young martial artist to, well, a Hollywood heartthrob and what came after.
It's quite the narrative. Really speaks to the twists and turns of fame.
For sure.
So let's set the scene. February 11th, 1992, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Daniel Lautner was born. His parents, Deborah, and she worked in software development, right?
And his dad, Daniel, was a pilot for Midwest Airlines.
Classic American family setup, it seems.
Right.
He also has a younger sister, McKenna.
Pretty standard start, but there's a bit more depth to the background.
Go on.
Well, he was raised Roman Catholic, and his heritage is quite diverse. Dutch, French, German,
Okay.
and also what's described as distant Native American ancestry, Odawa and Potawatomi.
Interesting. And he grew up mostly in Hudsonville.
Yeah.
Near Grand Rapids.
That's right. Pretty far removed initially from Hollywood Blitz.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily picture that path.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all smooth sailing early on, was it? I read he faced some bullying.
He did, yeah. Apparently for being an actor or wanting to be one, but he's stuck with it.
Good for him. So what was the first spark? Because it wasn't acting initially, was it?
No, not at all. Before any cameras, Taylor was like deep into martial arts.
Right. Karate.
Karate and something called extreme martial arts. Started when he was just 6.
6 years old. Wow.
And this wasn't just, an after-school thing. It was serious. It really shaped those early years.
Serious is an understatement, sounds like. I mean, age 7, he meets Michael Chaturandabut.
Yeah, at a national karate tournament. Total chance meeting.
And Chaturandabut, people might remember him. Blue Ranger. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
That's the guy. And he founded Extreme Martial Arts. So quite a pivotal encounter.
Talk about serendipity.
Yeah.
Worlds colliding.
It really was. And Taylor trained with him for several years, achieved, honestly, an incredible level of success.
Black belt by 8.
8 years old, yeah.
And then 4-time world champion by 14.
It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? The dedication at that age.
Absolutely astonishing. There's even that clip, right, from an ISK event on ESPN back in 2003.
Yeah. Which later got humorously featured on that show, Cheap Seats.
Right. So even his early stuff got some airtime, just maybe not how he expected later.
Exactly. Shows that early experience in the public eye, though. Different context, but still.
And he wasn't just doing martial arts, was he? He was juggling other stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. Junior high, he was into baseball, hip-hop dance, won Best Smile.
Best Smile. Okay.
Played in the school's turkey bowl, too, so, a pretty well-rounded, confident kid.
From Best Smile to world champ. Quite the combo. And it was Chaturandabut, the Power Ranger guy, who suggested acting.
Yeah, he saw something in Taylor, which led to the family making some pretty big commitments.
Like flying back and forth between Michigan and L.A. for audition.
Years. Fly out, audition, fly right back for school. The family support there was huge.
Incredible. Talk about dedication from everyone.
Definitely. He was juggling martial arts, acting, football, baseball, dance, all before they finally moved to California full-time in 2002.
That's a lot. So L.A. becomes home. The acting pursuit gets real. But it wasn't instant stardom.
Oh, not at all. Typical early career stuff, Small TV spots, film roles, commercials, ads.
The grind.
Exactly. His first actual on-screen role was a TV movie in 2001, Shadow Fury.
Gotta start somewhere.
Then some voice work. A Rugrats Go Wild commercial.
Nice.
And small parts on shows people would know, like The Bernie Mac Show, My Wife and Kids, Summerland, building that foundation.
Steady work.
He also did quite a bit of voice acting for cartoons. Danny Phantom, Duck Dodgers, What's New, Scooby-Doo.
Useful schools to have.
Definitely honed his performance abilities in a different way.
And then, 2005, the movie with the memorable title.
Ah, yes. The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D.
That one. Filmed down in Austin, Texas. That felt like a bit of a breakthrough, at least with a younger crowd.
It definitely was. Got him noticed. Earned him a Young Artist Award nomination, too, for Best Leading Actor in a Feature.
Okay.
And here's a cool bit, remember the martial arts?
Yeah.
Well, the director found out about his background, and he actually let Taylor choreograph his own fight scenes in the movie.
No way. At that age.
Yeah, integrating those skills right into the job. Pretty impressive.
That's amazing. Using everything he had. He followed that up pretty quickly with Cheaper by the Dozen too, right? Later the same year.
Yep, filmed up in Canada. And apparently, it was after coming back from that film that he really started noticing people recognizing him from Sharkboy. Fame was starting to bubble up.
The first taste.
He kept working, did guest spots on Love Inc., that TV special, He's a Bully, Charlie Brown,
Right.
and then landed a lead role in 2008. A drama series on NBC, My Own Worst Enemy, played Christian Slater's son.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Didn't last long though, did it?
No, unfortunately short-lived, but still, a lead role.
Looking back at those early parts though,
Yeah.
it seems like maybe he was getting put in a box a bit.
Yeah, one publication noted he was often playing, like, the popular kid, jock, or bully.
Common trap for young actors.
It is, but it really sets the stage perfectly for the project that just changed everything.
You mean?
The audition for Twilight in 2007.
The moment. Jacob Black.
Jacob Black. And interestingly, Taylor hadn't even heard of the books before his agent pushed him to audition.
Really? They were huge already.
Yeah, but sometimes that's how it goes in the audition world. He read lines opposite Kristen Stewart, who was already cast as Bella. Apparently, they even acted out scenes from the later books, giving a hint of where Jacob's character would go.
Smart move. And then Twilight just exploded.
Yeah.
Commercial success doesn't even cover it.
Not even close. Turned them all into household names, like overnight. Taylor got nominated for Male Breakthrough Performance at the MTV Movie Awards in 2009.
Didn't win that one though, right? Pattinson got it.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson won. But the real challenge, the big test for Taylor, came with the sequel, New Moon.
Ah, right. Because Jacob changes a lot.
Dramatically, physically, he becomes, the werewolf, much bigger, more muscular in the books.
And the director, Chris Weitz, actually considered recasting.
Initially, yeah. They worried Taylor didn't match the physical description needed for Jacob in New Moon.
Wow. Imagine being on the cusp of that huge franchise fame and potentially losing the part.
Intense pressure. But Taylor wasn't having it. He hit the gym hard.
Like, seriously hard. Gaining, 30 pounds of muscle?
Something around that, yeah. Purely to keep the role. That's dedication.
Unbelievable commitment.
It totally paid off. January 2009, they announced, Taylor Lautner is Jacob Black for New Moon.
Must have been a huge relief.
Huge. And the transformation was apparently so striking, even his co-stars noticed. Kristen Stewart commented on it.
And Pattinson joked about being fired.
Yeah, after seeing Taylor's new physique. Classic.
That's brilliant. And Weitz, the director, even credited Taylor's presence, both emotional and physical, for helping the movie's success, right?
Yeah.
Especially since Edward wasn't in it as much.
Exactly. White said Taylor's appeal was a big part of New Moon's massive box office performance.
And massive it was. Broke records.
Totally. And that cemented Lautner as, like, a central pillar of the franchise. Teen idol status. Unlocked.
Favorite breakout movie actor at the People's Choice Awards, too.
Yep. And suddenly, it wasn't just about the movie. It was Team Edward versus Team Jacob.
Oh, that whole phenomenon.
And Taylor was firmly established as a teen heartthrob. A sex symbol, really, for a huge audience.
Which led to other roles, like Valentine's Day in 2010.
Right, that ensemble rom-com. He starred alongside Taylor Swift.
Who he was rumored to be dating at the time.
Briefly, yeah. They even got an MTV Movie Award nomination for Best Kiss for that movie.
The spotlight must have been intense.
Unbelievably intense. Everything he did was news. He was presenting at the VMAs, the Oscars.
Wow, the Oscars, too.
Yeah. And then, December 2009, he hosted Saturday Night Live.
He hosted SNL. How old is he?
Still just 17, one of the youngest hosts ever.
That's incredible. From Karate Kid to SNL host before 18, what a whirlwind.
Seriously, his story is just packed with these huge leaps.
Okay, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Taylor Lautner's amazing journey, and you want more stories like this, definitely hit that subscribe button. Don't miss any future deep dives right here on Tell Me More.
Please do. So after New Moon's success, he obviously came back for the Twilight Saga Eclipse in 2010.
Which ended up being the highest grossing film of the whole franchise.
Yeah, that's the one. And that whole Team Edward, Team Jacob thing, it just got bigger. Really boosted his profile even more.
He won Best Fantasy Actor at the Scream Awards that year, too. The industry was definitely noticing.
Oh, yeah. The Hollywood Reporter named him one of the young actors basically set to take over Hollywood's A-list. The future looked limitless.
But navigating that kind of sudden fame, it's tricky, right? Scheduling must have been insane.
Totally. He actually had to pull out of a couple of projects, Northern Lights, a Max Steel movie, just because of conflicts.
Understandable. There were other things in the pipeline, though. A Stretch Armstrong movie.
Yeah, that was talked about. And a hostage thriller called Cancun. Lots of potential projects buzzing around him.
Then came Abduction in 2011. His big solo leading role, really. Spy thriller.
Yep, with Lily Collins. And he apparently did almost all his own stunts, leaning into that action side.
Trying to maybe move beyond the Twilight image.
Seems likely. But the film itself didn't land well with critics.
Negative reviews.
Pretty much, yeah. And his performance got some criticism, too. It's a tough business.
Definitely. Even with that massive Twilight fame behind you.
Yeah.
He did win a Teen Choice Award for it, though, for Choice Action Actor.
He did, yeah. So the fans were still there.
Of course. He finished out the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2.
Right. 2011 and 2012 closed that chapter.
And then he did something kind of different, Grown Ups, too, with Adam Sandler.
Yeah. 2013, joined that big comedy ensemble, showed a different side, willingness to do comedy.
Stepping outside the expected box, which is good. And around this time, 2010, actually, he was apparently the highest paid teen actor in Hollywood.
That's what was reported, yeah. Testament to just how huge Twilight and Team Jacob really was, box office power.
Incredible number for someone that age.
Yeah.
But he didn't just rest on that, did he? He kept working, evolving.
Definitely. He moved into TV comedy, joined the BBC Three show Cuckoo.
Oh, yeah, he replaced Andy Samberg, right?
Exactly. Was on that from 2014 to 2018. And he was also in Ryan Murphy's show Scream Queens in 2016.
Right, the black comedy series on FOX. So showing versatility.
For sure. Trying different genres, different formats. And then, much more recently, kind of a fun full circle moment.
What was that?
He showed up on stage at Taylor Swift's Eras Tour last year, 2023.
No way. Why?
For the premiere of her music video for I Can See You. He starred in it.
Huh. That's amazing, especially given their history and the song Back to December being about him.
Exactly. Nice moment.
Okay, here's something I found really interesting, kind of fun fact or unique situation.
Yeah.
You know how much focus there was on his physique for New Moon?
Oh, yeah. Unavoidable.
Well, for that movie Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
he was apparently asked to do a shirtless scene.
Okay.
And he said no, declined it, because he felt it wasn't like organic to the character, didn't fit the story.
Wow. That actually says a lot.
Right. It shows he was really aware of being potentially typecast just for his looks.
Yeah.
I wanted to make choices based on the role itself.
That's really insightful. Shows a level of self-awareness about the whole fame machine. Good for him.
Definitely. And looking ahead now, there's a new TV series coming.
Yeah, announced for development at Amazon MGM Studios, supposedly aiming for February 2025. Title is, wait for it, Taylor Lautner, Werewolf Hunter.
You're kidding?
From werewolf to werewolf hunter.
Embracing the legacy? Maybe. But with a twist. Could be interesting.
We'll have to see. Now, throughout all this, his public image, that's been a huge part of his story.
Oh, absolutely massive. After Twilight hit, he was instantly labeled a sex symbol. GQ, Rolling Stone, People, everyone.
They even compared the focus on his body to how Megan Fox was being presented in films around that time.
Yeah, it highlighted the intense media gaze on physical appearance.
Yeah.
And being a teen idol in the age of tabloids, constant scrutiny.
And the transformation for New Moon just amplified that, didn't it?
Hugely. Some commentators even suggested, maybe cynically, that the physical change literally saved his career in the franchise.
And critics often pointed to his looks as a big reason for Twilight's success.
Rightly or wrongly, his abs became like a media obsession for a while. I remember that. Access Hollywood's top 5 Hollywood abs. He was #1.
Yep. That level of focus. But, you know, because he was so young when this started, that early sexualization drew some criticism, too. People felt it was maybe inappropriate given his age.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And that Rolling Stone interview back in '09.
The one where they pressed him about dating Taylor Swift and rumors about being gay.
Yeah. He was only 17. A lot of people felt that crossed a line. It was irresponsible journalism.
It definitely sparked a debate about how young celebrities are treated by the media.
For his part, Lautner himself said he didn't want to just be known for his looks. Right. Echoing that Valentine's Day decision.
Exactly. He said he'd only do shirtless scenes if the role genuinely required it, trying to maintain some control over his image.
Even got lampooned in Laura Ingram's book, The Obama Diaries, playing on that image.
It just shows how pervasive that specific image became. But despite any controversy, he was consistently topping those sexiest men lists around 2010.
It was a defining part of that era for him. Okay, shifting gears a bit to his personal life now. He seems pretty disciplined.
Yeah, it sounds like he carries that martial arts dedication into his fitness. Has an intricate workout plan, specific diet,
Still practices martial arts, too.
regularly, apparently. And he stated he's drug and alcohol-free.
Sticking to his roots.
Mm.
He's a big Detroit Lions fan, too, right?
Yeah, keeping that Michigan connection.
And relationships. Obviously, that's been public, too. Taylor Swift, briefly.
From Valentine's Day. Then Lily Collins, his Abduction co-star for a bit.
Right. Marie Evgeropoulos from Tracers.
Yep, dated for a couple of years. And Billy Lord, his co-star from Scream Queens.
Okay. And now he's married.
Yes. In November 2022, he married Taylor Dome, who goes by Tay. She's a nurse from California.
And the fun fact there is, she took his last name.
So now they are both Taylor Lautner.
Huh. That must lead to some interesting male situations.
You'd think so.
All right, let's talk awards and recognition. It's been a mix, hasn't it?
Definitely a mix. Lots of wins, especially during the Twilight peak. That Scream Award for male breakout performance for the first Twilight.
And tons of Teen Choice Awards.
Oh, yeah. Choice Fresh Face, Male Hottie, Choice Smile, Choice Movie Actor, Fantasy. They loved him.
People's Choice Award, too, for Favorite Breakout Actor for New Moon.
Yep. And, maybe ironically, given our earlier chat, he won an MTV Movie Award for Best Shirtless Performance for Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Huh. There you go. But it wasn't all wins and praise.
No, definitely not. He got nominations from lots of places. Young Artist Awards, more MTV Movie Awards, Scream Awards, People's Choice, Kids' Choice.
Man, the Razzie.
And the Razzies. Golden Raspberry Awards for the year's worst in film.
Ouch. Did he win one?
He did. Won Worst Supporting Actor for the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2 in 2013.
Wow. So Teen Choice Awards and a Razzie for the same franchise, basically.
Pretty much sums up the duality of that whole experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Massive popularity alongside critical panning sometimes.
It really does.
Yeah.
So when we step back and look at this whole journey, what are the big takeaways? What does Taylor Lautner's story really tell us?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a story about perseverance, right? From the martial arts discipline to fighting to keep that Twilight role.
For sure. And adaptability, too.
Yeah.
Navigating that insane level of global fame as a teenager.
Exactly. And the pressures that come with it. It really highlights how unpredictable Hollywood can be.
And the challenge of, like, maintaining your own identity when the public projects this massive image onto you.
Totally. That journey from young martial artist to teen idol and now trying to carve out the next chapter, it's fascinating.
This deep dive, it shows the milestones. Yeah, but also the personal choices, the external forces.
No.
Like the typecasting early on, his dedication to transforming himself for New Moon, his efforts later to be seen as more than just Jacob or just his physique.
It gives you real insight into the complexities of that industry.
And what's really striking is that contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
The huge accolades, the fan frenzy, the box office billions.
Right alongside the critical reviews, the Razzie win.
It makes you think about how we even measure success in Hollywood. What matters more? Fan love, critical acclaim, box office.
And how much public perception really shapes an actor's path, maybe even limits it sometimes.
Yeah. It leaves us with a question, maybe for you listening. In this world just saturated with celebrity stories, what actually defines a lasting impact?
Good question. And how do people like Taylor Lautner navigate those huge waves of fame and then the inevitable shifts and changes that follow?
Think about how his experiences, the highs, the lows, the image struggles might connect to broader ideas about identity, about how careers evolve, and just the constantly changing landscape of pop culture itself.
Lots to chew on there. It's been a really interesting story to unpack.
Absolutely. A true Hollywood journey with some unexpected chapters.